According to the 2015-2016 African American Financial Experience Survey, 56% of African Americans say their current financial situation is better today than it was 5 years ago, while only 51% of the general population say the same. And 58% feel they're in better financial shape than the next generation, compared to less than half of the general population. But don't take my word for it. Speaking more on the findings is Alfred A. Edmond, Jr., Executive Editor-at-Large at Black Enterprise.
Well, probably the biggest and most important highlights focus on two particular points, and that's confidence and optimism. African Americans are very confident about their ability to manage their finances, to manage their budgets, to really deal with current day-to-day financial issues. The other thing is optimism. They're very much optimistic about their current financial situation, but they're also optimistic about the next generation, that they feel their financial situation for their children will be even better than it is for them.
Alfred discusses the biannual report and talks about the financial issues affecting and influencing the African American community today. He also talks more in depth about why African Americans are becoming more confident with their personal finances.
Well, one of the points of confidence is probably an easy and common one. That is, the Great Recession is fading into memory for all of us, and the ripple effects of the Great Recession is also fading into memory. As a result, we all feel better about our finances probably today than we did 5 to 7 years ago, and I think that's one of the factors. But I think the other major factor, particularly as relates to African Americans, is the real emphasis over the last 15 years on financial education for African Americans. Of course, Black Enterprise, my organization, has been a big part of that, but there are many, many others in the community, authors, bloggers, as well as community leaders, and even faith leaders who have made financial education a priority among African Americans. And I think we're starting to see the fruit of that labor, particularly among millennials.
And if you are wondering what Mr. Edmond believes can be learned from this survey, well, here he is one last time.
Well, I think the biggest lesson of this survey is to understand that money management and financial management is a two-pronged equation. One, obviously, is dealing with our current needs, dealing with our household budgeting, controlling debt. But the other one is long-term planning and planning for long-term goals. And you can't do that by yourself. The kind of do-it-yourself thing doesn't work for long-term planning. So you really need to get the message out that having access to financial professionals is very, very important. In the same way, to manage your health, you need to have access to a medical professional. So we need to get African Americans to really look at having a financial advisor for their family in the same way they look at having a physician for their family. And that is really the first big step to really coming up with a plan to reach those long-term goals.
So, do you agree with the results of this survey? Share your thoughts by commenting on the video below. Do not forget to subscribe to ModernWallStreet.com's YouTube channel to stay up to date on all of our latest video updates, and follow ModernWallStreet.com on social media.